Hi, my name is Ruben Mann, and today we're going to be talking about budgets. So first off, what exactly is a budget? A budget is basically, in its most simplistic form, a profit and loss statement that you're preparing at some earlier point for what you want your profit and loss statement to look like at some later point. So for example, if you're creating a budget for 2016, then presumably sometime before January 1st, 2016, you're going to create the profit and loss report that you expect to see come December 31st, 2016. Now, why is this tool important? Well, basically the budget is going to be specific to your business, and it's going to be the roadmap that allows you to make sure you're staying on track for the expenses you expect to see. Now, in a real way, this means you're staying on track for the return you expect to see when you're putting money, your business's money, out there to work for you. Now, how does this work in practice? Well, imagine you're getting ready to do some farming, and if you're going to do farming, you find out it's going to take 12 to 18 months to see results. We'll use 18 months in this example. Then you know it's going to cost you $1,000 a month. Well, you want to put all of this information into your budget. So you have an additional lead generation cost of $1,000 per month. It's going to be in the budget for the next 18 months at a minimum, and then at 18 months out you want to make sure to account for the return you're expecting to see from this money. If you're expecting a 10 times return, well then 18 months out you're going to expect to see an additional $10,000 in revenue that's directly tied to these farming activities. Now, all of this information needs to go into your budget, and now you have your intentions for an expected return put in place. So now when you look at your P&L and you compare your P&L to your budget, you're going to be able to see both the additional cost, but also you're going to be able to track and make sure you're getting the return you expect to see. Now, if you're doing this with all of your expenses, you're going to be acting in a very intentional way about your spending, and frankly, you're acting like a business person. So one of the things I always caution people about with budgets is it's easy to create your budget, say, before January 1st and forget about it for the remainder of the year. Now, this is totally wrong, and frankly, if that's how you're doing it, your budget is not nearly as helpful as it could be. Budgets need to be living, breathing documents. They need to be things that you're updating on a regular basis. In my farming example, if you had decided to do farming in, say, June, you need to update your budget to account for this additional $1,000 in expense that's coming out each month. If you're not doing that, all of a sudden your budget's going to look off by $1,000 a month. And frankly, while comparing your P&L to the MREA isn't a right or wrong activity, it's a why activity. Why are you different, or why are you spot on? When you're comparing your P&L to your budget, that really is a right or wrong activity. You are either on budget or off budget, and since your expectations for return are built into your budget when you are off, well, it means something is wrong, and it's a scenario where you really need to go and evaluate why your numbers aren't being what you expect to see. So how do you create a budget? Well, the simplest way is to create your P&L, as I said, for this future date. Now, typically what you're going to do is take your chart of accounts, or basically the list of categories that's shown on your profit and loss statement, and have it fill it in for the entire year. You know, and really I recommend doing it on a monthly basis, because real estate is not static in that every month is the same. You have it's a seasonal business, and you want to account for those seasons in your budget. So really, you know, we're happy to provide an Excel document for any of our clients that need to see their chart of accounts. And frankly, that's something we'd open up to really anybody out there. If you want an Excel document with an MREA-based chart of accounts to create your budget, you know, we're happy to provide it. You just have to ask. And you know, this is really a cursory overview. You know, I try to keep all of these videos under 5 minutes to make sure I'm maintaining your attention. And this is just touching the surface of what budgets are and really how powerful of a tool they are. But, you know, as always, if we can answer any specific questions about your business or specific budget questions you might have, feel free to ask. Again, my name's Ruben Mann. I'm with Tax In-House, and have a fantastic day.